here you will be seeing like so much similarity in both the languages, but the main difference is that where C programming is totally the structure oriented programming language, whereas C++ is totally the object oriented programming language. So this is the main thing here. The other all the things like all the concepts of C, here it will be used as well in C++ also, but after that there is something added in C++. That is why it is called plus plus, because some features are added. These features are more than C. Okay, so this is the total concept of oops here. So what is basically oops, or what is basically object oriented programming? Let me tell you something about it. So where we have the in some of the programming languages we got the idea about object oriented programming languages and its features like classes objects, like the polymorphism, like inheritance, like overloading. So these are some of the features of object oriented programming languages.
Yeah.
So yeah, so because of we get to use these functions, and we get to use these features in C++, that is why the C++ is called the object oriented programming language. And also there is something more. So in C you cannot create the objects using the C programming language, but in C++ you can use the you can create objects using the C++ functionalities. Okay, so what is basically the object? Do you know anything about it?
Well, I mean, everything is an object. Everything that has like characteristics, different properties.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
So not in like not in our desktops, but as well our mobiles and tablets, each and everything, wherever you can click or wherever you can drag, or wherever you click or give any input and you get a response, that is called a object. Like here in the C++ dev C++ main IDE, you can see like this maximize button. If I click it, it responses.
Yeah.
Like that, if I click on the empty space, it responses. Okay, like that, if we click here, it responses. So each and everything wherever we can click and we get response, that is totally or entirely is an object. Okay, so from this perspective you can understand like each and everything here, or each and everything in our daily life, whatever we are using the digital medium, there is an object. We use the object, or we just interact with these objects. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you can from these things you can just understand like what is an object. You can just have a small overview, right? So today what we will be doing, we will be just going through one of the features of oops directly, because you see this is a demo class totally.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Sure.
yeah, each and everything is not possible here, but I will try to explain the things to you.
Yeah. My main purpose is just to make sure that we understand each other, right? Like that's the whole purpose of the demo class.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
obviously.
yeah.
Okay, okay. So previously I told you about a one of the module here, that is called the inheritance, right?
Yeah.
Because yeah, so it is a property, or it is a feature which is common for each and every object oriented programming languages, not in C++, but also Java, Visual C++, or Visual C Sharp, or any kind of programming language whichever is having this oops functionalities, you will get this there as well, this inheritance. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so what is basically inheritance? Do you know?
Not really. I only studied like encapsulation and whatnot, but I haven't
Okay.
studied inheritance yet.
No, I am asking for inheritance in
Yeah, I haven't
general,
studied.
not in like programming.
Or inheritance is like when you inherit something from like some
Yeah,
other thing.
from
So
from your parents,
yeah,
like
yeah,
in real life as well. The
yeah, yeah,
property of parents, it will automatically be inherited to their children.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So in programming as well, we can do the same thing. Like this is the main feature here. That is why it is called the inheritance. So here we will be having two classes basically. So first one is the parent class and second one is the child class. So whatever is there in the parent class, all the functionalities or all the features of the parent class will automatically be inherited to our child class as well. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, let me show you one example. After that you will understand it better. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just type the code first, then I will explain each and everything to you. Okay, so we have already completed our program. Let me just save it. Okay, so as you have already seen this program, so let me just run it.
Smaller.
No problem. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So you see, like this is our program output here, and it is showing the total area of the rectangle is 35. So this is all totally correct because we have added 5 and 7 as height and width. So that is why we are getting 35. Okay. Okay. Let me just explain the codes to you. First of all, here, as you can see, in our first line, hash include IO stream. So you have already the idea of the header files, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is our header file here. So in C, we have used like the stdio.h or I use sorry, conio.h, conio.h. But here we will be using the IO stream. IO stands for input output and then stream. So it will be working each and everything of, on the input output streams as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So whenever we use the basic functionalities or basic things in C++, we will be using only the IO stream. But later on, if we use some more specific or functions like the uh, operations over string, or basically with the mathematics or more specifically on time, like these things, so we will be adding more library files or header files here. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but for this thing we do not need any other library files. It will be enough for us. Okay, so after that, here you can see like using namespace std. So this thing I will explain you later when we will do I mean when we will finish some of the things, then after that I will explain this thing to you. Okay.
Okay.
In our class. Okay, then next thing you can see like class shape. So this is our parent class, or this is our base class here. So we have created one of the classes in that is named as shape. After that you can see like public. So what is basically public? This is called the access notifier. Okay.
Yeah.
So the thing is that in C++ we can create such I mean class elements in public or protected or private. These are basically the access notifiers. So what happens if we use these access notifiers in public? Whatever we have created inside the public, that can be accessible by this class, the only class which is its mother class. After that we can use this class as well as if we create another class, let's say like we have a class called class C, but that is not the inherited class, that is totally a different class, that can also access these things, these public things.
The
Okay.
public functions. Yeah.
Yeah, that is why it is called the public. But here you can see after that we have the protected as well. So what happens if we have the protected things? This rectangle class, because that is the child class of this class shape, that is the child class. So this one can access these protected things, but this class, this one cannot access it.
Yeah.
And shape, because it is its own class members, so it can obviously access it one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And next one is private. If we had something in private, let's say like if we had some of the things like private, then we have some functions, or we have some of the this kind of like class elements. So that thing cannot be inherited, cannot be used by any other class. That thing can only be used by its own class. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So private is not for inheritance or not for any other class. That is only for its mother class.
So you can only use protected for the inheritance, basically, not private.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, because public is accessible to everyone, but
Yeah.
in protected, that can only be accessible by the child
The child
class.
class. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So you see in our now we let's go to our class shape. Here in public we have added two of the functionalities, that is called the void set width in w width equals to w. So what happens here, you can see like this is here we have defined our height and width. So that is basically for adding the width value and the height value to our height and width.
Yeah.
Okay. So whatever we give to this w, it will be automatically going to the width, that means this width. Okay.
Yep.
And yeah, in void set height, the same thing will also apply to this h. So whatever we use in this h, what it will happen is this h will be going to height, that means this height. Okay. So what is basically happening here in this function, like you can see when we are using rect dot set width and set height, so we are using these values here 5 and 7. So this 7 value, this height, it will be added in this h, and
Yep.
by this it will be passed to the height, and this 5 it will be added to this w, and by this it will be passed to this width. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So by using this, we have added two of our elements, two of the values in our height and width. Okay. Now in our next class, so class rectangle, you can see like I have added public shape as well. So this is our inheritance sign. By using this, that means we have inherited the mother class in our child class.
Okay.
Okay. Not the mother class, actually the parent class. We can call it the parent class as well as the child class, or the base class and child class. Okay, in this section, you can see like public get area. So this is our another function for calculating the total area of this total rectangle. So what it will do, it will just return you the width multiplied by height. So this width and this height, this is this width and this height, these are not from this class rectangle, but this is coming from our base class, that is called the shape. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can see like we have never defined these two elements here in class rectangle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now you can see like int main. So this is our main function. As you can see, like in C, whatever we have used there, we have used like void main. So void means that that main function will return you nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in C++, by default, you have to use some of the by default, you have to use the int main, because this main function should return you. Okay.
Okay.
So here you can see like after that we have used the rectangle rect. So what it will happen? So it will just create a object of the rectangle class that is called the rect. So rect is our object here. Then you can see like rect dot set width. So what it will do? It will just add this 5 value to our width
I'll
in
pass the
rect.
argument. Yeah.
Yeah. And in set height, it will just add the 7 value to our rect height.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. After that, it will output us like see out total area rec dot get area. So what it will do, it will just print here total area, then it will calculate the get area, and it will just call the get area function, and it will calculate each and everything, and it will show this thing here. And after that you can see end L. So ENDL, this is the thing, like it is you can just compare it as an enter. So it will just go to our next
New
line.
line, yeah,
Yeah.
and flush it.
Yeah. Okay. So after that you can see like return 0. So return 0 means, because we have created this function as int main, our main function is integer type, so we have to return some of the integer values by this function. That is why we are returning the value of 0. So why 0? Do you have any idea about it?
Why is generally that the code worked fine and we just return 0.
Yeah, so the thing is it is more connected to our compiler or the compilation process. Whenever your compiler does any program or does any job, so it returns a value. Okay, so if the program or if the total work is successful, then it will get a 0 output. But if there is any other fault, like any errors or any other problems arises, so it will never get a 0, but it will get something else. So
Yeah,
that is why, yeah, that is why we are returning 0, because it is safe for us, so that compiler will as well treat it like it is the output, and it is giving us 0. That means there is no problem.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, so if you have anything to ask me from this total program, you can ask me.
I think it's pretty clear what you did.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Only the thing is that using namespace std, I have just omitted this thing, because as I have already told you, so we will do some of the things. After that, I will explain this thing to you, so that it will be much more clear to you. Okay.
Yeah, I have some idea about the namespace standard because we
Okay.
have the
So
definition for cout, scene, and all those functions in that namespace. Like that's what we're gonna call. So that's why we use it.
yeah, it's basically the using the space. So wherever we're doing each and everything,
Yeah.
that is it. Yeah. Okay. So let's do this. So this is our total demo class for today.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So more when our real class starts. Okay.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Okay.
I'll let
Yeah.
you know. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay then.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.